Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be playing a mono red haste deck. This deck right here is going to make your opponent quit the game really fast if you have the right sequencing and the right gameplay. And with this list we managed to rank up from gold 4 I think to platinum 4 within like maybe 45 minutes, which is kind of insane, not gonna lie. This deck wins a lot, but it also loses a lot too. But the difference between winning and losing is vast, right? You win a ton of games, then you might lose like 1 or 2 games in a row, or maybe just 1 game and then you re-win 3 games. It's your average aggro list, right? If you face angels and they gain life and stuff like that, you can no longer win, so you just leave and then you go on a 3 or 4 win streak after that, which is very good. This ranks you up super quickly. I mean, this is the quickest deck that I've ranked up with so far. So let's get right into it. It's a best of 1 list with average converted mana cost 2.2, 22 creatures, 14 non-creatures, and 24 lands, right? It's a mono red haste based deck that utilizes a small combo within Shadow Skull Charger and Kumano Faces Kakizan, or Shadow Skull Charger and Thundering Raiju. You know, anything that puts a +1 counter on the charger, it no longer bounces to your hand. So now you have a 5/4 that's a Trampler haste for 3 mana, which is pretty insane. And we're also playing Urabrask Heretic Praetor here. It's a Phyrexian Praetor creature that absolutely terrible. This is a terrible card, guys. Like, I don't know what to tell you. There was some hype behind this card, I guess, when it first was released, but then everyone noticed that it's a 5 mana 4/4 with haste, and that's about it, right? It can easily get removed with Vanishing Verse. It can easily be chumped. It's not a good card at all. It provides you value if it stays on the battlefield, but this rarely stays on the battlefield, right? Something like a Raiju here is just much better, especially on curve. This distributes power among your board. This deals damage. This is an insane card compared to this. And we're also playing Ognis here, since we have the colors for it. We have red for it. It, you know, provides treasures, which can be pretty good, which allows you to cast a kicked Royal Eruption, which deals 5 damage instead, so it's pretty good. Also, if you don't find the lands, it helps you ramp into your Urabrask, and that's if you find this. The list doesn't really revolve around this. It's good spice in this list, and it helps out a ton. We're also playing an old favorite, Hall Monitor. If you're playing against a slow deck that only plays like a creature a turn, for example, this can shut off that creature from blocking, and your opponent is going to quit rather quickly. We're also playing Kumano Faces Kakizan, the best aggro spell at the moment in my opinion. The spell is insane. It's absolutely bonkers, right? This is just so much for 1 mana. It's insane. You deal 1 damage to... This is Loath Killer, basically. Also, it puts +1 counters on your Charger, Flame Channeler, Bloodthirsty Adversary, and also it flips and it becomes a haster that even exiles creatures when damage is dealt to those creatures. And then if you're playing against a Shambling Ghast or an Which this is a nightmare, right? Because they don't get value off of those, which is pretty crazy. Play with fire and Royal Eruption is very straightforward. You need spells that hit damage to the face, and we actually use a lot of those. Just like in Boros, just to end the game, finish the game, just win a lot, rank up quickly as well. Reinforced Ronin is an amazing card here in my opinion as well, even though it gets bounced, but it dodges removal a lot of the time, and it can be a very annoying creature, especially on turn 1. The fact that you're dealing 2 damage on turn 1 is very good. It kicks us off, right? And also only 2 of these because we don't really want to draw these cards in the late game, but we want to open with them. If we open with them, cool. If we don't, cool. If we draw them mid-game, it's fine. It can provide extra pressure. Bloodthirsty Adversary, pretty straightforward. Flame Channeler, I really like this card, especially when you're running burn damage like those, and also like something like Meteor Swarm. It flips, and then it can provide a card advantage if it stays on the battlefield, but it usually just flips into a 3/3, and if you have a Kumano Faces Kakizan and has a +1 counter, or if you have a Raiju that puts a +1 counter on it, it's usually a 4/4 or higher, which is pretty good for 2 mana. I think it's decent. It's a decent 2-drop since we're playing mono red exclusively. We don't have access to something like an Aspirant, so this has to do for me. It plays very well with the theme of the deck and the amount of removal we have as well. We talked about Royal Eruption. Reckless Stormseeker is an insane haster here that provides a lot of value. It's also amazing against control since they tend to pass a lot, and then your creature flips, which gives you a lot of value. Now it gives +2 and trample, so it's a very good card against like wedding announcement and stuff like that, right? Those mid-rangey cards. We talked about Shadow Skull Charger. Meteor Swarm, I'm a huge fan of this card. I ran it in even 3 colored decks, and whenever I would run this card in more than 1 colors, I would focus on red the most, just so I can cast it. I think it's amazing. For 5 mana, you get to choose X targets, probably picks off like 2 or 3 planeswalkers depending on their loyalties, and also picks off like really big creature. Your X can be 1, so this can be a 4 mana removal spell, which I know is not that decent, but this has a lot of utility, which I do admire. And since we're mono red strictly, we can easily cast this as a 5 mana removal spell, right? And remove 2 things, distribute that damage, and then go from there. Thundering Raiju, ace card here. I wish I had more than 2 copies, but I don't. If I had more than 2 copies, I'd probably cut the Urabrask and cut the Agnes here. Seriously, guys. I'd cut these cards here. I would cut these. All you need is a Raiju. If you have 4 of Raiju, this deck is insane. It's even way better than it already is, and it's going to win you more games than it already does. We talked about Urabrask. The card sucks, but I just wanted to play it because I didn't really play it before. And even though it sucks, I'm still able to win a lot of games, right? Agnes here, same thing. Never played the card before, and now we're playing it. Let me show you the untapped stats here for this list real quick before we finish it off. And yeah, it's logging in. Let's see. I'm going to be very transparent about this list. I mean, the list does lose games, but it also wins games. 67% win rate here. We went 12-6, mostly lost to Angels, to be honest, because they gain life. And this was, I think, we went 2-2. I don't even remember. We lost to a Magecraft Protection Tempo deck. Esper, we went 1-1 with because we lost to a Esper control list that opened insanely well. And people over here are just quit very early because we applied insane pressure. Similar to Orzhov, they couldn't handle it. We lost 1 to Boros, I guess, because we mulligan down to 5 because I'm very picky about my first hands or my opening hands. Also, we beat Izzet easily. We beat Gruul, which was nothing. Gruul Bard class, and then this was just off meta deck. It's whatever. So we went. Playtime was 56 minutes, and it's mainly because like we just played I guess a lot of games here. So we played 18 games for 56 minutes. So 18 games for an hour, that's insane, right? And we won a lot. Gold 4, like I said, to Platinum 4 easily, right? Which was very good for me, right? Especially since it's Gold 4, right? Because the season just barely started, so I was, you know, knocked down to Gold 4, but this deck can reach a lot better. So if you have 4 of Reiju, cut the Agnes, cut the Urabrask, play 4 of Reiju, right? I guess you can keep 1 Urabrask, and cut the Agnes, and then you can have it like this, for example. Like this would look pretty healthy for me. So I like this idea here. Do whatever you like. This is just, I'm just presenting you with an idea. If you want to rank up quickly, this is the deck for me at the moment. Of course, the higher in rank I go, the more Boros I'm going to face, I'm guessing, but you face Boros at any rank at any moment. So I guess for me, whenever we start facing Boros, I'm gonna switch the list out for something that's more mid-rangey for me, so I can start farming these Boros lists. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, make sure you like the video. If you find any value within my content, subscribe to the channel. It'll help me out greatly. Let's keep going. Let's keep pushing this content here, and let's just do it together, right? Also, check out the links in the description. Join the Discord. We have daily conversations about the game, about everything. If you want a private coaching session, I am a multi-format player. I'm experienced with a ton of formats, so make sure you private message me on Discord. Book your session today. Thank you for everyone that's been booking their sessions. It's been great so far. I've been having such a good time with you guys. Also, become a patron to help support the channel further if you're able to, and join the channel and become a member as an other option if you want to support the channel that way. Once we reach to 200 members, we're going to be able to stream every day. That's the goal. I hope we achieve it. With that being said, enjoy the video, enjoy the games, and I'll see you guys later with another one. Okay? Bye. Okay. Pretty decent hand, I believe, here. Flame Channeler, we have removal, so this flips, and we have a turn 4 play as well. Let's see. Let's try it out. Okay. We're playing against Naya, seems like, so. Let's just play this and pass, I guess. It's interesting so far. What we want to do. Maybe we Shatter Skull Charger. But then it goes back to our hand. Which is not ideal. Let's see what happens. Trying to be aggressive here. We are the aggressors here. I don't mind that they kill those. It opens up the way for me, right? We have Thundering Raiju next turn. Plus, I like that they go back to our hand, because that way they dodge removal. Playing against runes, but a weird pile of runes. So we do need to kill this, right? Just so they won't equip the Rune of Sustenance on it. That would be pretty bad for us. I think next turn we might go Thundering Raiju into Ronin here, right? But this is... They're deciding to not equip. Surprising. But is it really? Okay. Let's just keep the pressure on. They block so that they return the Kami to their hand. Or still trying to apply as much pressure as possible here. Alright, I believe they do go for the Kami of Transience here. Comes a 4-4. Or just a 3-3. Yeah, my bad. I'm willing to trade. Are you? They replay it. Okay, 2 of them. Sure. Play with fire. Okay. If we play Agnes here and we attack with the Ronin, for example, we make 2 treasures. Whenever creature you control haste attacks, create a tapped treasure token. Yeah, we make 2 treasures, but that leaves us with a play with fire, so I guess we just take it here. And we hold up our play with fire here. Next turn we can use the kicker ability on the charger, which is pretty good. It's a lot of aggression here. Every turn. See if they want to take the double block. We just play with fire one of their creatures here. They don't. Okay, that's fine. Let's see what they want to do. Probably get them big. Okay, Visitor is fine. Alright, Naturalist is also fine. Let's see where they decide to distribute their counters. Sure, okay. Alright, we pretty much have to kill the Naturalist here. Oh no. Sure. Alright, that's a pretty good draw here. Treasures. Let's see what happens. They block here, they block here. They take some damage, but I believe that's game. They need to block the Trampler. I think that's how they survive. Yeah, I think they're initiating the wrong blocks here. Okay. And GG's. That was pretty good. Nice. Good game. Pretty good. Alright. Another terrible hand. I'm gonna mulligan this. It's a lot of lands here. I guess we keep this. It's a pretty bad hand, not gonna lie. It's just a lot of lands. It's a ton of lands here, which is very, very, very bad. It's very bad for a aggro player to open with a ton of lands. The ideal thing would be for you to draw these lands instead of you know, opening with them. Yeah, it's just a lot of lands here. Let's see, we're not going to want to remove this. I don't want to remove that and use my only removal spell for that. Okay, they probably did top deck a land here, but nothing so far, it seems like. Okay. Let's apply that pressure some more. Okay, let it pass. Alright, if that's the case, we're gonna remove it. Because they let it pass for a reason, right? They didn't chump with it for a reason. And we're not gonna allow that to happen. Even though I would like to use the Royal Eruption to hit them. But they obviously used it for a reason here. Sure. That's pretty good. That's a good draw. I'm a huge fan of this Meteor Swarm card. I think it's such a good card. They might have protection here. Doesn't seem like it. It's just the Esicus Chariot. Alright. They're almost dead, which is pretty good. Next turn we can use Sokinzan and just go a little wider and just end it, right? Yeah, Teleportation Circle isn't gonna do it. We're gonna have two creatures next turn with this and the Ronin, right? Sokinzan should be pretty good for us here. Pretty fast matchup, but I think, yeah. I think they're just too slow for us, right? Too slow. GG's. Nice. That's an aggro deck for you. Alright. It's a problem if we don't draw any lands, but I'm gonna keep this. Yeah, I'm going for Sokinzan here. I mean, Kumar faces Kakazan here for sure. They're playing Ondu Inversion, so it might be some sort of, like, really aggressive list here, right? So, nonetheless, we're just going to lead with the adversary here. Okay. Or, I mean, what I was saying is that it might be a very aggressive removal list. Skyclave Relic, really? Alright, let's try to be as aggressive as possible here, I think. But, yeah, let's just play the Hasters here. Yeah, it seems like they might have top decked like a March or something like that. They're down to 9 on turn 3. Now it's turn 4 for them. Crawling Barons, they need a Meat Hook Massacre here. Or like a March to gain back that life. Another relic? Why? Really? So I want the charger to come down with +1 counters so that it doesn't get bounced back to our hand. So what I'm going to do here, I'm not even going to play the flame channeler here, because if they wipe the board, yeah, that's game. GG's. Nice. Pretty good. Alright. Do we keep this? As an aggro deck, we can't keep this. Okay. Okay. We only have 2 lands, so Meteor Swarm has to be the pick here. So what we're going to do is play Kumano on turn 2, just so our charger comes down with a +1 counter. Alright, so turn 1, Reinforced Ronin, turn 2, Kumano, possibly play with fire, Bard class, yikes. Alright, let's just try here. Maybe not play with fire. Okay. So turn 3 charger should be bigger than anything that they play here. Yeah. Yeah, our plans are working out great, right? Bard class is a little too slow. Turn 3, 5/4 that doesn't get bounced anymore. Sounds good. We have Reckless Stormseeker and Reinforced Ronin, or a possible play with fire next turn. And we have a flipped Kumano. That's a lot of pressure. Alright.
We must stop the knights
Sure.
from two's company. Three's
And a 4/4 Tovolar. That's kind of crazy, right? Alright, we have to fight through it. They're down to 7. But our board is significantly smaller now.
attack when they're most vulnerable.
You attack? It's a tapped treasure. Okay. Let's see what else they have. Nothing. Let's see what they got. They might have a Tamiyo safekeeping here. Let's see. See what they got. This should be enough damage technically. Oh, they flashed in a Tovolar. I still think that's enough damage. GG's. Nice. Pretty good. That was very good. Alright. I'm keeping this. Okay, we can make a play until we wait for the 3rd land for the Stormseeker here. So... Sounds good. Let's get it going. Let's see what we're playing against here. A Plains. A Claire class. Yikes. Alright, we drew the 3rd land, which is pretty good. That means we have Reckless Stormseeker online. Youthful Valkyrie. Huh. Alright, they're down to 12. Let's just try to stop their life gain. If they play like a Righteous Valkyrie here, that's pretty bad for them, I guess. Alright. Do we remove their creatures or do we try to stomp them? I guess we set up first and we can remove them next turn. I don't mind if they trade, that's pretty good for me. Yeah, they're not willing to trade, okay. Understandable. I guess we can Royal Eruption and Reinforced Ronin next turn. And the Ronin is pretty decent, right? Even though it gets bounced back to our hand, it's still pretty decent. Alright, so they can invest on only one aspirant, which I think they will do here. It's fine though. That's game. Why did they quit though? They can still trade and stuff like that, right? But we're gonna attack with all of them anyway, and if they wanted to trade like an adversary or a Stormseeker, at least the Raiju gets through, or they chump one of these, which they lose drastically. They're always going to be behind, which is pretty good. GG's. Alright. Hall monitor. Yeah, I guess we keep this. Okay. So Hall monitor, flame channeler, and we have a play with fire for the channeler. Seems decent. Okay. We just have to remove something next turn. They're holding up protection. That's pretty bad. Yeah, seems like it. Maybe just removal, but... Yeah, they might be holding up protection. I think that since we're being aggressive, it's fine. Yeah. This is not good at the slightest. Right. Do we do the thing with the hull monitor? Yeah. Let's see if they have protection for it, which we can kill it right away, which puts them behind by so much. Alright. Yeah, it does seem like they have protection in hand. Like a Veil or a Tamio safekeeping, but... I guess we just try to play with Fire the Lumimancer, or we try to actually hit their face. Because what are they gonna do? They have to hold it back to defend, basically. We have a Raiju next turn as well, which flips the Channeler. Which I guess is pretty decent. Alright, Virtuoso. Yikes. They're gonna play a land? Yeah, on green. That's protection for sure. Alright, let's draw it out. Snakeskin Veil. Yeah, they're thinking, they probably think we have another removal spell in hand, so if they tap out for protection, we might kill it next turn. That's what they think, which is good for us if that's what they're thinking, because we actually don't have a removal spell in hand, so we're at this point, they're just bluffing themselves. A Knife, which is also pretty bad. I don't think we can beat Virtual, so I think we need to top deck removal or it's game. We can target it at least. They discarded Wild Shape. Alright, let's see. Okay. So far so good then, I guess. Next turn we can put the +1 counter on the Flame Channeler and start dealing damage with the Raiju, flipping the Channeler. Their game plan isn't working because they do need to attack. That's the only way they win the game, right? If they keep defending, eventually we're gonna get through. We also have a Hall Monitor which can disable the Virtuoso, which is why I actually like the Hall Monitor. But I think the priority here is to just play the Raiju, play this, and then we go from there. Yeah, they're taking their time thinking here. It's not looking good for them, but they can turn it around, right? At least they're not running blue, which gives them security bypass. Their wild shape is fine. I mean, we actually do want them to attack, even if we take a huge chunk of damage. Because next turn we can just finish them off, right? We have 3, 7. This flips, this becomes a possible 4 as well. So that's 11, 12 with the hall monitor. That's more than enough because Raiju is going to deal damage as well. They also do need removal. So they might have a Blizzard Brawl since they're running snow. Okay. They're targeting the Channeler. Yikes. That's a terrible choice. They discarded a Tamio Safekeeping because they don't have green tapped anymore. Oh, they gain 1 more life. I guess removal benefited them pretty good, right? Whoever has removal in a single game wins, no matter what it is. And it's very unfortunate that we couldn't use our removal here. Okay. Oh, they're down to 1? That's unfortunate. That 1 life off of the courtyard really benefited them. Nice. Interesting hand. That's a mulligan for me. I think that hand is a little too slow. This is also a mulligan. Yeah, we just lost the game again. Alright, so GG's. That's an amazing draw, so that we can play a charger that won't get back to our hand on turn 3. That's insane. What a draw. And the life gain is awful. Awful. Actually, it doesn't really matter. Okay. Alright, they make mana. They have so many cards in hand, it's absolutely insane. See what they got though. I mean, I have no idea what I'm playing against so far. Let's attack. Probably have a removal spell in hand, like a grasp. A grasp would be good because it plays a decent role here for us, right? Oh, it's just a Beseiju, sure. Alright. Play Channeler and pass. So they're far away from a good meat hook on the charger. I guess 1 turn away. Oh. Yikes. Really? Shadow's Verdict in a creature deck? Are you insane, opponent? No lands, please. That's pretty good. Alright, they're down to 5. Interesting. We still have a den. I guess we do need 1 more land off the top. But so far, I guess it's alright. Good game. Nice. That was easy. Alright. This hand is bad, but let's just gamble, I guess. The whole idea of Magic is just to gamble, basically. It's luck based anyway, so if luck is in our hand here, we draw lands. If it's not, well, GG's. Maybe we can even like try to improve that luck with the scrying off of the Play with Fire, but Usually we play with fire at the end of the game, or to remove a creature. I guess luck is in our hands here. Let's pass. Okay. This has to go, right? It gains life. That's a pretty good draw, I guess. Alright, they're down to 12 on turn 3, I believe, is this? Yeah. Another innkeeper that we're gonna have to remove. Alright, I guess it can wait. The priority is for the Raiju here, obviously. We're playing Naya though, which is scary. I'm gonna put the +1 counter on the adversary here. And that puts them down way too much, unless they have like a chariot. Man, a chariot would suck, won't it? Another innkeeper, they gain life, make more treasures. Probably can play a chariot here as well, on top of it, and gain like what, 4 life? They'll be back at 10? That's insane. Lotus Cobra, okay. Yeah, a lot of 5 game, which is very unfortunate for us. Very, very unfortunate for an aggro deck. What a turn. What a turn. Really? What? What are you doing, opponent? You're attacking. How are you so confident? We're gonna hall monitor here. And I think what we do is we force them to block with the innkeeper, I guess. We don't care about the mana maker because they already have a ton of mana here, in my opinion. Alright. They're down to 8. They have to block here. We block the 4/4, sure. They're down to 3, which is interesting. How much life can you gain, opponent? Even if they have a board wipe here, I think it's pretty secured. Unless they gain like a ton of life here, which is not likely. Okay, rabble, rousing, sure. Yeah, it's very, very slow. The life gain tempos out a bit, but that's about it. They have 1 card in hand, yeah. Make that much. Okay, they gain life, sure, sure, sure. We can take the damage happily here as long as you don't have blockers. Come on, who faces Kakazan? Alright, we're playing that. And our mana is kind of perfect, huh? Can't block here. I guess it doesn't really matter. No, they can block one of these and this can get through. Alright. And we're dealing 4 anyway. Yep. Yeah, they block with 1 and then that's game. Nice. GG's. Alright. This is a keep. I think this is a very good hand here. Okay. 2 damage secured. That's the that's the mindset of an aggro player. Huh. Man, so many options, huh? So many options. Alright, I guess we can wait. I don't want this to be a 3/3 haster. I want the channeler to be the haster here. Magma Opus, yeah, they're trying to ramp here, I guess. You're gonna spend your treasures? I don't think so. Alright. Reckless Stormseeker. They might have a Fading Hope. Yeah, it does seem like they have something like a Fading Hope here. Or maybe a Slip Out the Back. Who knows? Alright, so what's the play for next turn? Kumano faces Kakazan. And I guess just to reinforce Ronin. We want to wait for the channeler to get big on the second chapter of this saga. But so far they're in a terrible position here. Okay. GG's. Nobody wants to play against aggro, bro. GG's. Alright. Kumano and the Charger. Alright. So I guess Kumano on 2. Okay. I just don't want them to draw with the Deadly Dispute here. And I honestly don't think we can beat Mono Black. Especially since they're on the play and we had to use the Play with Fire on an eye twitch. There's no way you can beat Mono Black, or Orzhov for that matter. Alright, it's a Shatter Skull Charger kind of combo. Nice. I like this little combo with Kumano and Shatter Skull Charger. I think it's pretty decent. Wedding announcement. Well, it's a Trampler opponent. Ooh. Alright. I'm just gonna try to get really aggressive here, I think. Yeah, I think it's a must. Yeah, GG's. Man, that's crazy. Alright. What do you think about this hand? I think it's mediocre. I mean, like... Sure. Hello. Let's see. Okay. 1 damage secured. The mindset of an aggro player. Alright, Youthful Valkyrie. Yikes. You have to kill the Valkyrie, right? It's gonna get super big, and then we can no longer attack through it. No Righteous Valkyrie. Oh, we're killing this for sure. Alright, hopefully we can deal enough damage so that we can start putting the Hall Monitor to use here, right? Revitalize? That's gross. That's gross, opponent. That's really bad of you, opponent. Thundering Raiju. Very interesting draw here. Another Revitalize, yikes. So you're a Revitalized player, huh, opponent? Okay. If they run Revitalize, they probably run a Wandering Emperor as well. So they can easily play here. Hall Monitor is pretty scary for them, though. This used to be the card in the past mono red decks. The older mono red Ember Cleave decks of Standard. Because, you know, like, target creature can't block. What if they have only one creature? Which they do. And which we're going to attack through anyway. I think I like the Charger here, maybe? Now let's draw some cards with the Urabrask here. Oh, I shouldn't have attacked with the Hall Monitor, but they have to take the block here, or else that's a lot of damage. So they have to chump something. I think killing these creatures was very decisive. Yeah, GG's. That was very decisive. Nice.